North State Together is a collective impact model, and Trinity Together fits under that collective impact model umbrella of North State Together.
I've been superintendent of schools for 5 years. When my predecessor was still here, we started having meetings about organizing for this. We knew about a couple of other counties' efforts, and it's something that we really wanted to work on for our county.
I came on probably a year later of the early days, but it was still messy. It takes a lot of work to get off the ground. So when people think, oh, you've been around 5 years, what that entire first year is formulating. We have partnerships in Shasta, Tehama, MODOC, Siskiyou. They provide that foundational support for us, and one of the things that I think is most important that they do for us is provide regional connectivity. So in some ways, you know, when we are that rural and far out, we are able to connect with folks in Shasta and MODOC, folks that really have some of the same issues, so we can work together to kind of solve some of those problems.
We're a small community. I mean, we're actually several communities, all very small, and we have a lot of meetings. It's required in order to coordinate our services and to communicate, to know what each other's doing. So in lots of different areas, we have meetings. You know, we have disaster council meetings, we have Safe Schools collaborative meetings, and we have Trinity Together meetings to help create that collaborative group.
Life in Trinity County is amazing. We get to live in just an awesome geographical location. It's beautiful. We have rivers, we have mountains. We're extremely rural.
We need more educators here. We need more medical staff. Those are, you know, two crucial, essential areas for careers in Trinity County.
The work that we do is actually really diverse and expansive. So we've done kindergarten readiness kinds of activities. We've worked with middle school students to help prepare them for STEM kinds of careers, so hands-on activities in classes. We've done work with high school students and placing them in internships, and we've even done work, again, with, you know, some of our early adult populations and preparing them for construction kinds of jobs.
I think relationships are everything. In our county, we're so small, and so many of our organizations have so little capacity that it's really important to not duplicate services, but to work with others so that we enhance each other's programs. And I see that Trinity Together has really done that.
I think the most important factor to achieving success here in Trinity County, and likely anywhere, is having relationships with folks. And especially in a small community, everyone knows each other, so you want to be able to have positive relationships with the people that you work with. Sometimes that looks like we can apply to grants together, or we can work on different projects together. Sometimes it's just ideas, because some of our issues are the same. But we're able to have more regional connectivity, and I think that's one of the biggest things that North State Together kind of offers, our partnership.
Trinity Together has been a real enhancement for our office, and our partnership and my involvement on the steering committee has helped me to stay really connected to what Trinity Together is all about and what we can do through that program. It's been really wonderful to see people who grew up here, who went away, got other experiences, other exposure, and then came back just because of their love of Trinity County. So they come back with energy and ideas and creativity, and that's been one of the biggest assets for Trinity Together. But just a lot of the programs that they've brought in are things that we couldn't have done through my office.
Overall, I think I would be most proud of the fact that all of our schools, if you said who is Trinity, they would know who we were. Most of our community organizations know who we are. We work with them in some capacity.
And that includes, Sheriff's Office, probation, behavioral health, the hospital, a whole large group. And this is kind of an aside from Trinity Together, but people have wanted to be part of that because we're able to share. This group is working on this and we can take advantage of that, and another group is working on something else.
Again, that's one of the hardest pieces, right? Is just kind of getting your name out there, marketing yourself, letting folks know that what you can do and how you can help.
But there definitely are challenges. Internet is a huge problem for some of our districts. Some don't have cell service or have very poor cell service. We've been working through our office to try to beef up everybody's connections, but we just don't have the infrastructure here in the county for some of our outlying areas at all. We want our kids to be able to do those kind of careers that are heavily reliant on the internet or on coding, and we just don't have a lot of that here. So that's one huge one. Certainly just the isolation and distance, and again, that's why Trinity Together is so important to bring in those influences, those exposures to other careers and other people. And with our geography in the mountains, it's hard to get things into them. So we've had to build our own repeater towers in places to try to pull in enough internet for a district. So that's a huge deficit for us. It's a huge challenge. Because these days, if you don't have that connection to the bigger world and even homework support and things through the internet, you are at a disadvantage.
I think there's a lot of ways that could grow, and I think that's going to be up to a lot of our schools and how they want to see some of those pieces implemented. Trinity Together did just take on grant funding from the United Way to be able to do more LGBTQ work, specifically some stuff with youth leadership, some stuff with folks of color.
One of the things I want to see for our kids is that they have choices. I want them to be prepared for whatever they decide to do right out of high school, or maybe when they're 30 and want to change careers. So personally, as well as my organization, we want, as well as Trinity Together, we want kids to be able to graduate from high school with all the choices in front of them.
North State Together is our backbone team. They sort of are the umbrella organization for a bunch of cradle-to-career partnerships across our region. So there's 5 counties right now that make up the entirety of North State Together, and then North State Together has a staff that helps do some support for those cradle-to-career partnerships.
It's so wonderful to see its fruition, to grow from just an idea that, gee, that would be a really neat thing to do here, to, creating a name and a identity for it, and to really make it fit our community. That's one of the nice things about the North State Together, is they want you to be able to make that a local effort, particularly our connection to the rest of the state. That's been essential. For instance, for my job as the superintendent of schools for the county, I'm able to meet with all the other 57 county superintendents. We meet once a week on Zoom, so that we're staying a lot more up to date.
And they provide data support for us as well. So everyone, all of our Cradle to Careers are working on increasing educational outcomes. So we're a collective impact model, and so we're kind of all working together towards some of those same issues, and they coordinate and convene us under their umbrella.
Even like providing connection to the data through the National Student Clearinghouse and CalPass Plus. They've helped come out, train our district staff how to input information into those systems so that they then can pull out the data for us, and our high schools have great data that is handed to them instead of having to find somebody to do that.
They're advocating for our region in a lot of different ways that we would be able to do if we were just alone.
And the other thing is, my office has really supported the program. Of course, I've been involved personally as from my position, but we also house Trinity Together here in our office, even though they're not our employees. We wanted to support the program so much that we said, yes, we'll give you space, you can use our equipment and everything, because it's an enhancement to what we do, and it's a great partnership.